This is EA Sports coverage of the PGA Tour. Banff Springs Golf Club is unique in so many ways, especially known for its panoramic beauty. Challenging layout is set in the heart of the Canadian Rockies. Rich Loader alongside Frank Novello, ready for the call. Frank, what holes could be a real challenge out there today?
I think if you want to score well today, Rich, you're going to have to play the par threes well. There's 5 of those. They're a good test. You've got one shot straight into that green if you want to set up birdie. There are 4 par 5s here. That's obviously where you can get your score.
Banff Springs making a strong first impression with a par 4, generous fairway, and beautiful mountain landscape in the background, Frank.
Yeah, not overly long. A little dogleg to the left. That bunker down the left, you have to hit an absolutely mammoth tee shot to reach that. A good drive's going to set up just a short iron here.
Up with the big boys now, Frank.
Well, we saw that previous tee shot go 310. This one's further.
Let's see what the dominant number 1 player can do. Rory McIlroy now on the approach shot. Good-looking shot right here. On the green. And a chance for birdie here on the first hole.
It's that sneaky distance.
That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. So, Frank, a par 4 to open, and we back it up with a relatively short par 3.
This green's surrounded by 6 bunkers. Green also shaped slightly towards the player's left, so just keep your eye on that depending on where the flag is. Well, this is straight at it.
It's a really good line. You can't hide the flagstick from that man.
He is just unbelievable. That never deviated offline.
Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
Wow, I thought he made that. Came to the putt excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
So par 4 to open, then a par 3, and now Frank here at the third, a par 5 at 528 yards.
And you get to see everything very early on in the round. Dogleg left first hole, par 3 second, and now a long dogleg right, par 5. With a good tee shot, though, you can definitely reach this hole in 2.
He just blasted that one down the fairway, out there about 325 yards. All right, Frank, what's the right play here on this second shot to the par 5 third?
Well, even though that hole is a dogleg to the right, the best way to bring it in actually is to use the general contours, which is right to left, and the shape of the shot in that direction as well. So it might look like a little cut, but it actually suits a little draw.
Couldn't have done much better than that. An eagle is very possible. Settles in over the putt. So, Frank, what do you think of the start so far?
Rock solid. Very impressed.
Well, Frank, no doubt this is one of the most photographed holes in all of golf.
Yeah, Devil's Cauldron, just get to the front of the tee there, get the camera out. The vistas there are amazing. You see the mountains in the background. This green surrounded by the pine trees. And of course, if you like a lake or two, there's a lake just in front of that green, just to give you that little color of blue in the snapshot you're going to take.
Like to look at them, not swim them. Certainly not fish golf balls out. Into the thick stuff, that's a difficult lie. Second shot coming out of the rough here. And he's made it onto the green now. For the par. Did the job right there. Frank, what's the key here at the fifth hole? It's par 4, 424 yards.
The first real stringent tee shot of the day. 3 bunkers, first one not really in play. That third one in the distance, unless you're someone like a Bubba Watson, you should be able to aim at that and not reach it.
Wow, Frank, look at that one run, how it just blistered that tee shot.
That has to be 325 if it's an inch.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Ooh, nice play right there. That's in pretty close. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Drops another birdie and moves to 4 under on the day. Now at the 6th hole here at Banff Springs, it's a short par 4, only 373 yards, and the short par 4, Frank, all the rage in golf course architecture these days.
A lot more strategy involved when you've got a hole that you can nearly reach with a tee shot. It's how far back do you leave it, what sort of distance you want that second shot. All those things to compute. Straightforward, a little bit uphill. Basically, it's what you want for your second shot.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
Setting up for the approach, this player in total command.
Yeah, it's beautiful. The decision-making, club selection's being spot on, but the execution, the swing, is really what I'm admiring right now.
That's an outstanding shot right there, and it sets up a really good look at birdie. He can really get red hot with a putter. Let's see what McIlroy does. Third birdie of the round. Now to the second par 5 on this opening 9. Frank, this is a pretty long hole, 602 yards.
Well, it's called hoodoo. Do you know what hoodoo means? It means bad luck, actually, so you don't really want to be thinking about that on this tee shot. 602 yards, if you belt one off the tee, well, you might avoid the bad luck.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot.
Well, that's the best that was going to be on the fringe.
Not too bad. Frank, how about that?
Well, can you believe that, too? I mean, could have hit the flag and bounced away, instead straight in. Amazing shot, and really deserves it.
Now to hole number 8. It's another par 3 with some water. Frank, only 150 yards. This is the shortest hole in the golf course.
But distance control is still very important here. If you can get the right distance, you could perhaps aim 10 or 15 feet left of the flag. You're only going to have a 10 or 15-foot putt. So just think of that. Water on the right there. Maybe just aim a little further to the left. You can still make birdie.
Locked in on the read and the speed. Frank, that's not one you're necessarily thinking about making.
No, Just a good putt, though. There's no two ways about that. He's putting well.
Clean this up with a tap. Par for McIlroy, but you're just waiting for that moment when he hits that accelerator and pulls away. Just love the variety here on the front side, Frank, coming off that short par 3 8th. Now we go to another par 5 to round out the side, 501 yards.
And the third par 5, an interesting front nine here. 3 par 5s, 3 par 3s and 3 par 4s. This one not the longest par 5, but still reachable. This one you have to be a little bit careful though. This is probably the toughest driving hole on the front nine with regard to par 5s. Rich, that was a heat-seeking missile. That is out there.
They make it look so easy, and we know it isn't, but when you hit tee balls that long and that straight, it does make the game kind of simple. Not enough on that one.
Yeah, just seemed to baby it.
Good thing he stayed in the first cut, because just a couple of feet over, that rough is really deep. Chance to close out the front side here with a birdie. So a tester from 4 feet. Moves to -8. Frank, we begin this back nine with a real test. It's a 218-yard par 3.
And it's very easy to get lulled into the shape of that lake there on the right side and try and hit a cut in here. But that cut's going to work against the natural shape of the hole. If anything, a nice high draw.
And this is looking really good. Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. That was not a very good read right there. Just an amazing display. The records continue to fall. Now to the 11th hole. It's a par 4, 417 yards. Frank, what's the key here?
A nice little draw down that left side would be the ideal tee shot. The carry on the 2 little bunkers down the left side really isn't overly long, but that's the desired entry into this green.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for 11.
Let's see what McIlroy does now with his second.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Continues to amaze. Yet another birdie. And what a day it's been. Frank, what are we looking at here at the par 4 12, 442 yards?
Players are really focused on that bunker down the left side. That's the one that has to be either laid up, which would be 286 yards off the tee, or sort of worked off. This could very well be a 3-wood off the tee. Just hit it straight at that left bunker.
It's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
That will be a great look at birdie. This is for his birdie. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Good work right there. He'll settle for par. Par 3 13th. It's 225 yards. Frank, you happy walking out of here with a 3?
Yeah, take a 3, go to the next hole, unless it's match play.
Making it look easy at this point. Another beautiful approach shot. Shouldn't be a problem here. Well, there's impressive, and then there's mind-boggling. We're at mind-boggling now. 10 under par. Frank, this par 4 14th hole at about 440 yards will test you all the way up to that green, won't it?
Yeah, it certainly will. It just looks like you should bash it over those bunkers down the left side, but the green pitches from left to right, so the best access is actually down the right side, coming in from that sort of right line. So don't be fooled here.
We moved that one out there, but he is not going to like the lie.
That moved down in the rough.
Second shot coming out of the rough here. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, also.
How good was that, Frank, from the rough?
Oh, that's amazing. That's a masterclass in short game. Let the birdie blitz begin.
Frank, looking out here on the 15th hole, this looks like a spot where you could really crank one that you could tell your buddies about.
It's another hole that suits a player that hits the ball right to left. It's no surprise to see why Rory McIlroy plays well around here. Nice, big, high, towering draw. It's going to go that extra yardage because of the elevation.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Now the game's #1 player, Rory McIlroy, ready with his approach. Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on there. Easy birdie.
Frank, 2 is nice, but
3 is even better.
Building something very special. 12 under par. Frank, the 16th hole, 414 yards, par 4, is nicknamed GOAT. Would that be greatest of all time, or is it just because the possibility you could see old Billy out there here in the Canadian Rockies?
I'd like to think it's the greatest of all time. I've never seen a GOAT hit a draw, that's why, and that's what's needed off this tee once again. The first bunker, you should easily be able to carry that, and, well, if you're the greatest of all time, this is a fairway, you'll certainly hit.
Frank, this ball's in the rough. You like to hinge just a little bit quicker on the takeaway when the ball is down like this?
No, when it's down, you've just got to make sure that you wind up almost like you're hitting a tee shot. This is not one to be dallied with. You've got to hit it powerfully, and you really have to focus on that club getting through the grass, past the ball, and out the other side.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Knocking down all the shots today, now at 13 under. Just 2 holes left here at Banff Springs, and Frank, another par 4. This one, short, 374 yards.
It is. It's named Sarsi, which is a tribute to the Indian tribes here and the First Nations of Canada. So just think about that when you're teeing it off here on what is not an overly difficult par 4.
That is tasty looking right there, Frank. Just a perfect spot in the fairway.
That is prime real estate. How do you get a lie like that? Seriously, you could hit any club from there.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot.
Rich, I'm starting to lose count. This is just birdie after birdie.
It's all-time stuff. I mean, this is territory we just don't visit very often. That's a birdie for McIlroy. He's just so explosive. Here we are at the 18th at Banff Springs, 578-yard par 5. Frank, did you like to finish a round with a par 5?
Certainly if I could birdie it, that's for sure. And there's a good chance here at 18 you can, but there's bunkers galore. They're all in play for various standards of play. But the reward is if you can pump one down the middle of the fairway there, and then you reduce this par 5 to simply a drive and an iron.
They'll be happy with that. In the fairway, now a good chance to attack this hole. And now the second shot here at this par 5. So, third shot now for Rory McIlroy.
Well, there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Pure strike, good result.
And that is close.
Frank, I've made a bagel order or a donut order half a dozen, but birdies, that I've never done.
I'll tell you, this is going to be Krispy Kreme time. 6 in a row.
Frank, you have to like what you saw out there today.
I certainly did. Swing is excellent right now. Stroke, there's nothing wrong with that. Really, just it's a case of getting out of your own way. I mean, the opportunities ahead now, chance to win, just they have to be so motivating.